What do we get paid for? See some hands. Anyone want to shout out? Winning. Winning is one, yes. What else?
Shipping products.
Shipping. What else? Impact. What else?
I missed a whole slide there.
Listening. Wonder where that came from. Oh, what? Great. Well, I'm Kintan, as we discussed. I run product and program management for music at Amazon. So there's a lot of music going on here today. Listening in my opinion, listening is the number one thing we get paid for. And when we're going to talk about customer obsession, I brought this little lady here. Anyone knows what this is? Very good. See, I'm lucky because my product teaches me to listen. My product always listens, so it reminds me that, yeah, you gotta listen, you gotta listen, you gotta listen. Listening is a very hard thing, and our job is to talk. As PMs, we gotta talk with our engineers, we gotta communicate, as Alina said, with our other product managers, marketers, and so on. But we get paid to listen. We get paid to listen to our engineers, or customers, or marketers, data scientists, business managers, and so on, depending on the product you're used to. So if there's nothing else you get out of the next few minutes, one word answer to this talk is listen. And we are here to talk about customer obsessions. The way we obsess about customers is by listening to customers. Now, the analogy I'd like to use is listening posts. It's a military analogy. But the top three things that I've seen many other product leaders, and I've used it personally as well, are obviously metrics. And what do I mean by metrics? Now, it depends on the stage of the product cycle, depends on the maturity of the product. If the product is not released yet, then the metrics you use are the metrics from the beta testing, metrics from your alpha testing, and so on. Of course, if the product is launched and is out in the market, you want to scuba dive into the metrics and look for all the patterns you can find. Look at it, slice and dice from every angle you possibly can. Second is customer feedback. Where do you guys get customer feedback from for your products? Let's hear a few answers. Survey. So you send a survey to customers that you hear back.
I ran our whole design org, so.
Face-to-face usability research. Support, customer support. That's for a large mature product. That's a huge source of customer input. Certainly it is for us. Reviews, customer reviews in app stores, on Twitter, on Facebook, on forums for your industry specific. It's an enterprise product. Hey, I'm building a healthcare software. There'll be lots of reviews in a healthcare site and so on. So that's true. There are all those things. So great product, especially for technical products. Great product managers are both closer to the code as well as closer to the customer. And by code, I mean closer to their own product. They use their product. They know how the product works inside out. And to the customers. And you get closer to the customers by ruthlessly leveraging, I should say, these listening posts. And third is all about macro trends, competitive benchmarking. And we're here to talk about customers. So, but I want to intentionally put competitive benchmarking, because what it means is it gives you, as a product builder, it gives you a sense of what expectations have been set by your competitors in your customers' minds. So you need to go in with full knowledge about, hey, here's what the baseline expectation is, and here's what my customers want from a product of this category. But honestly, if I were to survey you guys right now and ask that, hey, is any of this new? I'm sure that everyone, you're here in this room, you're selected because you all know about these things. None of this should be new. That's very 101. We're not here for freshman talk. We are here for obsession. I'm going to talk about how to be customer obsessed. There you go, Todd. Had to put a quick plug. We are here about obsession, how to obsess over customers. And I'll share a few examples. 3 things that have worked for us at Amazon, for me personally in the products I've been involved with, and use some examples to unpack it, and then we'll start the discussion. Sounds good? So here's the customer-obsessed version. Now, the first one is about hunting for anomalies. It's one thing to look at the metrics. It's one thing to dive deep into the data. The other is to intentionally hunt for anomalies, both positive and negative. Second, mapping is really understanding. First, understanding what the human behavior, existing human behavior is for your user base, for your customers, and mapping your product to that user behavior rather than requiring your customers to learn new things. Observe what the user behavior is and map your product to that. And finally, seek out and reduce friction. So what does it really mean? Now, this is all lip service. So I'm going to use a few examples. That's why I brought Alexa. We launched a music subscription service, Amazon Music Unlimited, and we applied some of these, actually all of these, for that service. And I'll walk you through those. So hunting for counterintuitive patterns. So you guys most of you have seen Alexa. It's a voice-enabled speaker connected to artificial intelligence in the cloud. It's a speaker, so lends very well to music. You can hear music on it. Hunting for counterintuitive patterns. So one thing we learned in music is, hey, most people tend to ask for new songs, new content. It's very common. When I looked at the actual metrics, actual data within Alexa, hey, how's new music performing? Like out of everyone who asks for new music, how many of those sessions turn into actual long playback sessions and so on? And what are the success points, what are the failure points? And it turns out that a lot of customers want to listen to new music, the latest song by their favorite artist or so on, but they don't often know the song, the name of the song, what's the song called. Hey, I like Adele, or hey, I like G-Eazy. I heard Adele's new song in Starbucks. I heard it on radio, it's on repeat on Pandora's Thumbprint, and so on, but I just don't know what it's called. I know that it's a new song because it's on repeat on radio and Starbucks and everywhere, and I know it's by Adele because I like Adele. Customers had to, I actually literally observed and heard customers struggling to find out what the new song was. Now, they'll have to go to Google or go to their favorite app and search for the latest single by that artist and then plug that name in. So there's a lot of friction, a lot of thinking to be done and work to be done. Instead, what if they could just ask Alexa? So let's try Adele, as I mentioned. Alexa, play the latest single by Adele.
Water Under the Bridge by Adele.
So those of you who are Adele fans would know this, where Water Under the Bridge was released as one of 10 songs in an album named 25 that was released in November 2015, so about a year ago. Now, if you were to just randomly ask, before we build this feature, if you were to randomly ask, hey, play Adele, it'll actually pick popular songs by Adele. Say, play new songs by Adele, it'll probably play Hello. You guys know about Hello. There's a song called Hello by Adele. But if this customer's intent, when say, hey, play the latest single by Adele, her intent was to find out the song that she heard in Starbucks. So the metrics, the anomaly that we saw in the metrics was that, hey, the reason some of the latest songs were failing were because it was not just the latest songs from the album, the most recently released album, where all 10 songs have the same release date of November 2015. But she's promoting these songs every 3 months. So 4 months ago, the song that she was promoting was Send My Love to Your New Lover. Before that was Hello, and so on. So we had to teach Alexa to figure out that, hey, when the customer is asking this, that she's trying to, she knows exactly what she wants to play, but she just doesn't know how to tell it by name. Does that make sense? And I'm sure for your own products, there'll be other anomalies that you can find out. And they're both positive and negative. If you find a positive anomaly, just pour gasoline, double down on it. If you find a negative, you just try to ruthlessly leverage that. A quick another example how many of you are U2 fans or Madonna fans? So I saw in U2, I'm a U2 fan, I saw one trend in U2 that U2 would launch a new album, but then, and the U2 launched a new album last week, and we'll look at the trends in number of songs played by U2 fans and the play rates, the frequency of playbacks, and so on. And I saw that, hey, there was still, there was a little spurt in the number of plays of the most recent album, but some of the older songs were still being played as frequently. So when we talked to customers, when we went beyond the data, when we talked to customers, they said that, hey, I love U2, but I just love U2 from the 80s. So earlier on, you say, hey, play U2, it'll actually shuffle their most popular songs, probably play some of the songs from the latest album that you could care less for. And this is very true. Apple actually gave the entire album, Songs of Innocence, for free to all the customers on iPhone, and customers hated it. So the customers are very picky when it comes to music. So So he said, hey, what if you could just let Alexa fix that? Alexa, play U2 from the 80s. Oops. Alexa, play U2 from the 80s.
Shuffling 80s songs by U2.
That's Joshua Tree National Park, you guys, those of you who know U2, you'll see this. Alexa, stop. So that's one. So hunt for anomalies and then use that data to inform your product decisions. Now, second is about really observing human behavior. Now, this happens a lot to me. The byproduct of working in the music industry is your wife, your friends, your circle of influence. Everyone, they just assume that you know every new song that's going to be released, and you know the words of all of those songs. So we'll go on a long drive to Half Moon Bay or Yosemite, and my wife will say, hey, why don't you play that song that goes like this? No, that goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. That's a Sia song, if you guys know Sia. I say, why don't you play the song that goes like this? And that's not, she wouldn't know the name of the song. I wouldn't know the name of the song, obviously. You know, she's, despite her conviction that I know about everything about every song. So we said, hey, what if we could just ask Alexa? And this is very common. We talk to customers. We observe how customers talk about songs. They say, hey, Green Day came out with a new album, Revolution Radio. Customers don't talk about new albums. Hey, have you listened to the latest album by Green Day? Or have you listened to Revolution Radio by Green Day? They say, hey, have you heard that new song that goes like tick, 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 and customers will talk about songs in that way. And especially for newer songs, they just don't know what the song is called and so on. So what we said, we actually just solved that specific problem. There's existing human behavior that customers there is a catchy lyric in a song that may get stuck in customers' minds, and they may use that as an anchor to identify that song, to recognize that song. What if Alexa could just do that? So let me try one more. Alexa, play the song that goes, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight.
Cheap Thrills by Sia featuring Sean Paul.
You get the idea. Where
Up with it, girl. Rock with it,
I think
girl.
there are many songs,
Bang, bang.
many songs like these where there are many songs where the anchor is completely different from the name of the song, and this happens a lot with kids. This happens a lot with kids. Kids recognize a specific anchor. I have a friend's kid who was telling that, hey, Dad, I want to watch the Clinton show. I was like, that show has ended. They say, well, turn on the TV, I want to watch the Clinton show. The 5-year-old child had no idea. So yeah, let's put on the Hillary show. And so similar to music. So let's observe human behavior and build it in the product. And lastly, seek out and reduce friction. Now, many customers have said that now they want offline access. Now it came up in Netflix as well that they want the ability to download music. So they can go on a run, they can go on a hike, they can go on the plane ride, and they don't need to worry about downloading. So we had the ability to download music. You can download as many songs as your phone allows you to download from a storage perspective and do it. But that just quite wasn't solving the customer problem. Because what happened, we'll go to the customer surveys or we'll go talk to customers and observe customers, that one of the biggest frustrations was that, gosh, I got on this flight and I forgot to download songs. Or gosh, I got on this flight and I still have to listen to the same playlist that I have, the flight playlist or the download playlist, the same song over and over again. Or I went to Yosemite, I lost connection, I don't have any music. So we thought, why not think one step further and focus on the customer's intent, not on the mechanism, not on the fact that they can download, but why would they download? So in addition to allowing customers to download songs, we created offline recommendations. So we basically say, not to use recommendations, point taken, thought. Offline suggestions. We basically started, hey, we'll just automatically download songs that we've suggested for you, personalized songs, a few hours of music. So every time, while you're on Wi-Fi, so every time you're about to go on that hike or the run, you'll have hours of music just personalized for you, waiting for you. And it changes. Every time you go, it changes. So that actually solved a customer problem. So these are a few examples, and I use these examples because there's real data where customers have said that, no, this is really solving actual problems. So some examples of obsessing about customers, like going way deeper than the surface on the data. Real quick, if you were to survey everyone in the App Store, say, pick the bottom 10 apps in the App Store, apps that have 1-star ratings, and ask them, hey, what was your intention when you started? Did you start out by intending that, yes, let's create a 1-star app, 1-star rated app? No one's going to say that, right? So everyone has good intentions, but they don't work. So as you instill this in your day-to-day product life, I'd encourage you to write things down. One of the mechanisms that have worked for Amazon is writing down narratives. We'll just start with the customers, work backwards, share it out, use that as an iterative artifact. That has worked for us at Amazon. I'd encourage you to check it out, and so that you can use it in a very durable, in a sustainable way, beyond just talking. That's all I had. I'll invite Chris and Alina back, and we'll have a little more conversation.